from Rumi. I kind of hardly know it, and exactly I knew the following sentences. So I think I could read it in English as well, and I appreciate the effort you've done with the translation. And my question is, because in the book, I don't want to spoil anybody's interest, to be honest, but the writer was saying, as he was saying, each part starts with the letter B. There's a reason, but don't ask why. You will find when you finish. I finished the book. I kind of find it. I just want to double check. Or shall I just keep it for myself? Because in Turkish it was saying, Rumi's, I don't know, name, or the book starts with Bishre, means listen.
Yeah.
So I think that's why each part starts with the B. The B means listen first, and you understand what the book says.
But this is exactly what you mean. You have found an answer, and I think that's the right answer. Maybe someone else will answer.
Yeah.
But there's no right and wrong in that sense. That's the beauty of the whole thing. I really like the explanation you just made. But for those people who might not be familiar with the subject, every chapter in this novel starts with the letter B. In both English and Turkish, that's the case. And there's a slight explanation. Well, actually, there are two reasons. The first reason is, as a writer, it was a challenge for me to start every chapter with the same letter. And believe me, it's not that easy. The letter B is not like the letter A, which is very prolific, and you have many words starting with A. But with B, things are more difficult. So it was a challenge. It was a literary game for me, if I may say that. But secondly, of course, there's a more mystical reason why I did that. In the Arab, when you look at the Arabic letter B, there's a dot underneath, right? And that little dot, Sufis say, knows all the secrets of the universe. In that little particle, everything is there. And to me, one of the things that this says is each and every one of us is so precious. Even the smallest person, even a person who seems to be just insignificant, not important at all, even the smallest thing is connected with the whole, with the macrocosmos. There's a connection between this macrocosmos and the tiny particle, this microcosmos. So that's another explanation, but I very much liked what the explanation you just made, and it's true too. Mesnevi starts with Vishne, which means listen, right? And that starts with the letter B. And Sufis have started many texts with B, again, because of that little dot underneath the letter B. So there can be many different explanations, and I think they're all valid, all equally valid.
Against classifying love as metaphorical love or divine love, and you only says there's only love, and love, concept of love doesn't need any adjective. Would you please clarify it a bit more?
And we tend to think that love in the past was more genuine than the loves we are living today, because we have this tendency to think that yesterday was better than today, yesterday things were more real. Were they? It depends on whom you ask, it depends on where you live, because there was always this diversity in our lives. Yesterday was like that too, it was very heterogeneous, not one single color. There were many colors in the past, there are many colors in the present, and most probably there will be many colors in the future. So what I was trying to say was, instead of dividing love into these categories and thinking that some forms of love are superior than others, how to connect them, how to see what they have in common, and to see that universal essence, which is already here. We don't have to create it, it's already there, it's already in us as well. And that was one of the basic motivations I had, because when you look at the book, I write about love from very different angles, how it was in the 13th century, how it was in the 21st century, but eventually there's this endeavor to connect them all, to connect all these sub-stories so that they can flow in the same direction. And that direction is love with a capital L, I think.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. This is maybe some of you have not seen this book cover, book jacket. This is the Turkish edition. And actually, it's, in many ways, it's very simple. We wanted to keep it very simple, deliberately. So is the title, very simple, very modest in many ways.
I worked with a women photographer, an amazing photographer. She, uses it when you take a closer look at it, it's like our human hearts. And so the idea was, if we could only stop and take a closer look at ordinary things in our daily life, maybe we will start seeing the heart behind it. The veins here, they just resemble the human heart. But what happened in Turkey was something unexpected happened. When this book came out, women readers were okay with it, male readers were not okay with it. Well, I should say some male readers were not okay with it. So maybe we should...
Yeah, can you pass it back?
So,
Erkekler için
Bakın iki tanesi. Hangisini alıyorsun?
They didn't say that they didn't like the color pink. What they said was, I bought the book, but I can't carry it in the public space on the ferry or a public bus, because I think everybody's looking at me and I'm carrying a pink object, so I'm not feeling comfortable. And this kept on for weeks, for months. After 4.5 months, we decided to have the smoky gray version for people who are not very happy with the color pink, and we didn't want to make, pink and blue to repeat that gender distinction. We wanted to keep it smoky gray, really serious, because there is this, we're all biased. I mean, I have the same biases. There's this idea that serious literature has to be serious looking. You have to wear black, and I do that all the time. I can't wear pink myself, so who am I to blame? It's happening. But the idea is, if it's a serious novel, it has to be, gray or dark colors. That's why we have two versions in the Turkish market.
Oh, there are so many questions. Could we ask over there?
I just wonder why they
They do actually. I've seen that several times.
My name is Engin. I apologize that I haven't read your book, but having read the title of your book, The 40 Rules of Life, my first impression was some kind of childish impression. Finally, there is someone who tells us what love is, and who sheds light sort of on this murky dark issue. So it suggests a sort of a claim of normative claim what love can be or is. So do you have? I assume you don't have any claim what love is, but does Sufism, does Rumi has a claim what love is, what this entire cosmos is?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do I know the formula? No. Does anyone know the golden formula? I don't think so. We will keep searching. But perhaps that's part of the journey. We will never be able to find it fully, absolutely. Because if we did, then we would stop thinking, we would stop breathing, we would stop living. So it shouldn't, this is a story that should not end with an exclamation mark or with a full stop. It should go with, a comma or dots. So it's open-ended. I think that's what the Sufis will think as well. But of course, that said, Sufism has puts a lot of emphasis on the notion of love. Ibn Arabi, he says, I follow the religion of love, wherever its camels, wherever its caravan will take me, wherever its camels will lead me. So they use